Hi, I'm Sucheta and my YouTube channel is devoted to nurturing parent. Why? Because everyone is talking about child psychology and nobody is talking about how challenging parenting has become nowadays. So let's make parent as a focus and work towards it. So in this series, we are discussing innovative methods of disciplining, if not punishment. And the whole world has realized the bad effect of punishment on child's life. So let's work out a different methods of disciplining. But before we are discussing further, after natural consequences, we need to find out what are the pitfalls of disciplining our kids, or many mistakes parents make while disciplining their kids. The first and the very important mistake that they do is consistency, lack of consistency. Whenever you are setting any rules for your children, see to it that they follow and you are consistent to follow those rules. For example, getting plates ready for the dinner is child's responsibility and child is supposed to do that responsibility. Now, it's highly possible that child one day is not interested in taking the plates. So you say it's okay. Even if you don't take, you do that work. So child gets a message that it's absolutely fine even if they don't do the work. So if the parents are not consistent in establishing the boundaries, then boundaries will not be followed, discipline will not be followed. So the consistency is very important in managing the discipline. For example, if child has to wake up at 7 o'clock every day, so then make it a rule that the child has to get up every day at 7 o'clock. It should not be flaunted whenever and as per the wishes of the child. It is a rule and it's a rule of the house and the child has to follow it. So whenever we are doing or following the discipline, it's better to be assertive. So the second pitfall which usually happen is that assertiveness. Many parents become aggressive instead of being assertive. See, whenever you are setting up any rules for children to follow, then you need to be assertive about your views. You can't be wishy-washy with the rules. Child is not allowed to cross it. So whenever you are giving any rules, see to it that you are assertive and not aggressive or accusive. Many parents start accusing. Whenever that rule is not followed, they start accusing. So that is also bad. So be assertive, be consistent. And the very important part is clarity. Child has to be clearly told about it. Many parents fail to explain the child the importance of it, like waking up early. So instead of just telling them, okay, tomorrow you have to wake up early at 7 o'clock, you have to explain, you have to pursue, you have to convince your child before setting up that rule. And it should be out of mutual understanding. So clarity is very, very important. It should not be ambiguous idea. So childs are very immature, they are not able to grasp. So many times parents lay boundaries, but they are not clear in communication, or the child is not able to receive the exact gravity and the importance of that particular rule. So usually it results in flaunting the rule, and when the child flaunts the rule, it results in tussle. So clarity in communication is very important. So whenever you are asking child to do any work, like preparing the table for the dinner is child's job, then you have to explain it that I'm cooking and daddy is doing this, and everyone is supposed to take responsibility. So it's your job to prepare the dinner table, and that's the way it has to be. So clarity. So what is included in preparing the dinner table? That means laying the table mat, then carrying the coasters, laying the plates on the table, keeping all the crockery ready, take the glasses, and whatever is required child to do. These are the 5 things you have to do while preparing the table for the dinner or setting up the table for the dinner. So if that clarity is there, children usually follow the rules. Whenever that communication is ambiguous and without any compassion, child likes to flaunt that discipline rule. Okay, so the first thing is assertiveness, then clarity has to be there. Okay, and then consistency has to be there. The 4th point is it has to be preemptive. That means it should be informed beforehand to the child. It should not be a rule or an order. Children don't like, nobody likes to be ordered around. You know, everyone likes to be treated with respect. Naturally, children also don't like to be ordered around. So you have to see to it that you inform child beforehand about it. That is, you have to inform the child that what rules or what are the things he is supposed to be or he is supposed to do it. Like whenever guests are coming, instead of ordering the child, okay, come on, now tidy up the room. No, this is not the proper method of setting the discipline. Tidying up the room should be an ritual, a everyday ritual which child has to follow. Set a particular time limit. That means every morning you should see to it that your room is tidy up, or every time before going to the bed you have to tidy up your room, keep things ready for the school for tomorrow, see to it that your homework is ready, done, etc. Set the rules and inform them beforehand. It should not be ordered around. So discipline has to be clear, assertive, and preemptive, informed beforehand. Then the next and a very important rule is respect and compassion. So whenever you are setting any rules or rules or discipline, see to it that it is full or out of respect. Whenever you are communicating those rules with the child, you have to respect their individuality, however the small or tiny tot is. You know, everyone likes to be respected. So if your toddler is 4-year-old or 5-year-old, see to it that they are respected by you, because as a separate individual. And when you have that respect toward your child, you will see the child throughout his life will respect you. See, when you cross the boundaries of the child also learns to cross your boundaries. I'll just give you an example. For me, being unconscious parent, my son was 5-year-old. I asked him to do the studies and he was not ready to do the studies. That he had to write 10 times and he was not interested. So I started shouting at him and he got angry. He went to his room and he banged the door. I got very angry at him and I went to his room and I spanked him. And when I spanked him, he also tried to hit me and I got very angry. But I never realized that it was me who crossed the boundaries first. First, I spanked him. So whenever even if your child is young, respect them as an individual. Don't control them. Don't threaten them. Don't accuse them. Don't ridicule them. Don't hate them. Treat them like an separate individual, and if you refrain from all this activity, child will give love and respect to you, and you will have a cohesive relation with your tiny tot and that beautiful creature whom you have got in this world. Be a conscious parent. Avoid these pitfalls in setting up the discipline rule, and you will be able to set up the discipline rule. I have discussed in detail in my book, Relearning Parenting. Please buy that book. It's very informative and useful book, because all this disciplining requires self-love, abundance, and you need to nurture. So this book has given the whole procedure of nurturing yourself in order to be very effective parent. Be a conscious parent. Subscribe to my channel. Press the bell icon. Thank you.